I'll just like to take how it is possible, I am promising it, what is the other work we did. We identified the industry gaps of the best of breed, what you are talking best of breed of the product. There's another industry gap is for each of the technology area, we have a one vendor. For workflow management, there is a one vendor. For event management, there is a one vendor. For API management, there is a one vendor. For data design, there is a one vendor. For UX design, there is a one vendor. Now you have a 5 vendors to solve the problem, which is a user journey. If you have to stitch the one user journey, you need 5 vendors. It means 5 experts. It means 5 experts have to talk to each other, and 5 databases, each modeling. We look at this fundamental issue. If you want to do the composability of the application, I need to have a one person to do it. Because if the 5 people are doing the composability, 5 people have a different view of what they want to achieve. And for that, we look at it there. We need to start with the data as a design. So Yash, when we were mentioning about data design, we said data design is one of the core element of banking, which is the cause of the complexity which is getting added. We have now the elemental level, L3 level of data design. So we say each data entity, like a payment is a data entity. That entity, what is their attributes? What is the possible attributes? What is their behaviors? And what is their actions? Are all codified. There are 157 variables we have put it in a one Google sheet for each domain entity. And once you design at that level, my UX errors do reduce by 80%. Because we never define in functional specification the domain entity to attribute, to behavior, to action. Once you do a good data design in Turmeric, then that design becomes the core of the entire activity. So that data design will carry forward, take you forward to workflow design. So when you are designing a workflow and you are taking what is the input required, I'll use same data design to continue the workflow. Now rule design, we design around the product. A lot of regulation issue comes in because rules is embedded in a product. Rules are not separately listed as a library of rules of the company, of a bank. If Kotak Bank has a X amount of rule, if HDFC Bank has a Y amount of rules, it should be recorded in a one design which every product should inherit, not it should be subsumed in a product. So when the rules are subsumed in the product, there will be misalignment because any change request will happen. So many change requests happen in a bank. So many vendors are there, they don't understand what the rules meaning and what is the context of it, and so many ops manager changes. So most of the areas which regulatory errors are happening in US and Europe is coming because if the baton has been passed with 10 operations manager and 10 vendors, you lose the holes of the rules are not complied to the bank policies. So to us, bank policy has to hook into the rule design. It should be in one place, and rule number should be there, which I can inherit. Then event design. What events we want to have it? Sometimes I get a free SMS, sometimes I don't get SMS. The frustration for me as a customer is important message of check bouncing, I'll not get SMS. And I'll keep getting SMS of credit card payments. Because somebody has not mapped that events properly because events are not in one place. Similarly, API design. API designs are within the product, not within the bank. API is the highest risk for the bank for security reasons. I would like to warn you that if you don't control API design, and today we are saying, oh, let's give free, everything is API. API is the highest security risk for the bank if it is not managed properly. Unless APIs are numbered effectively, the amount of risk which it can entail is phenomenally large. And then UX design. So when I'm doing the UX design, I'm using this. So in all the 5 layers, I'm using a one person for Turmeric. And one expert can do all of it. And we can have it tomorrow, the session will be there, where we test it out for our business manager, our sales manager. They build the application on their own. They put the application in 2 days workshop. We trained our sales manager to do the application because we said, sales manager, if you are not able to build your own application, how can you sell to the customer? And they didn't know workflow, they didn't know anything, they just do logically. Loan repayment has to be done, how it will be done. So it gone into very sequential manner. Our chief architect Murli is sitting there. So this is a composable platform, which is based on behavior-driven data design. I'll not go into detail of it. Then customer journey creation. From behavior, you do the customer journey creation. From synchronous orchestration to an asynchronous orchestration. So a lot of journeys are async journeys are required for synchronous. Then business rules and policy to be introduced in a product design. It should go from existing policies to the defined policies, translate to business rules, interpretation across products. So this is a journey we run in a rule design, which is a composable rule book. Then responsive library of your event classification. Event could be operational events, it could be risk event, it could be security events, it could be regulation event, it could be customer service events, it could be around nudges which you need to give. Then events, rules, data, processes need to talk to each other in an ecosystem for which API designs are required, multiple types of APIs, 5-digit nomenclature and tagging, API filing design process, API exchange. And from here we move to the experience design and science of crafting interaction between human and application, which is around micro-segmentation, variable authentication, persona-based user IDs powered by ARX, headless functionality for bank-driven design. So if bank want to design their own, and this is what we call it, different standards are there for design. We have published design systems for saying how a particular thing should reflect on it. So these are 6 principles we are saying for data design to process design of composability. So this is the industry first solution which is available that is helping us out to do what we are doing. So complexity in banking desperately needs a healing touch, and that's why we named it iTurmeric. Is a turmeric for the banking industry. We are providing healing touch with this code. Instead of 5 experts to run the bank, it can have 1 expert to run the bank, and it should be business analyst should run the bank. So he should not have a tech. So we should not have a technology guy to run the turmeric. So a business analyst can now design an entire business application and maintain it.